There we go. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Pete, along with my coworker here, Nick. Welcome to our second Roofr Masterclass. Today, we're going to be talking about how to get the most out of the platform. Just to give you guys some background real quick, if you're new to Roofr or haven't used our product at all, we are a all-in-one sales platform that is just looking to change the game and give you guys a tool that allows you to, modify your sales process to be more effective, more organized, quicker, saving you time, saving you energy, saving a lot of effort, and just moving in that direction here as the market changes. And so happy to have Nick here. If you guys have questions along the way, feel free to throw those in the chat. We're going to run through the platform and just kind of give you guys a quick overview of what we have to offer and how that's going to add value to your day. Matt Radford, the illustrious Matt Radford, is with us today, and he will be manning the chat. So if you guys do have questions, feel free to throw them in there, and Matt will jump in there and answer those along the way. We do have some polls that we're going to throw out there today where you guys will be able to just kind of interact with us, answer some questions to kind of help us, work through the webinar here and cater it to what you guys have going on and really show you guys the value that we can add to the day. I'm going to throw one of those up here as we start to talk. If you guys could just jump in there and kind of answer that for us. And just talking about your sales process, how long does it take? One of the things that we want to touch on here is how the market is changing, right? How the buyer is changing, how technology is changing in the industry here. I would say a few years ago, Nick, we could probably talk to this. You've been out on the roof and doing a lot of quoting and things like that. And, a few years ago, it was still the standard to get up on a ladder, to use a measuring tape, to not necessarily use a whole lot of products, to still have a pretty manual process. And we're still running into roofers every day that are doing that. And, I think that more and more, though, we're moving more towards a standard of having, technology in their normal workflow. And I think that a lot of that has to do with the change in the buyer and how, there's more, let's say, millennials, that are in that home buyer market now and are those type of customers and looking for a more virtual hands-off process. And, it makes a big difference in the way that we present ourselves, in the way that we market, in the way that we present our contracts to these customers. What are your thoughts on that, Nick, and how, the market is changing and how technology is really improving and making this industry better in a way,
Yeah, I completely agree. I've been roofing for 20 years. My dad's a roofer. My uncle's a roofer. It's a big family of roofer. And growing up, even for me, I'm 33 years old. I remember getting up on the roof and measuring it with my dad and kind of figuring out all that aspect. And me being the aforementioned millennial on the call here, we want things quicker. We want things a little bit more accurate, and the education is out there so people can do research on what they need to buy, especially for roofing. They want to learn a little bit more, and technology like Roofr is going to help you implement that and help give you that transparency to the customers and help them educate them along the way. And at the end of the day, it's not about replacing the old way. The old way works, and it has worked for a reason. It's about adding to it and making your days go quicker, streamlining your workflow. And at the end of the day, spending less money to get more jobs and allowing you to grow as a company.
Yeah. And I think that's that answers the question of why. Like if I'm a traditional roofer, let's say, or I'm somebody that's maybe been in this business for 25, 30 years, why am I going to go this route? Why am I going to start to implement technology if what I've been doing is not broken? It works. Right. And I think you spoke to that right there. It's going to make you more efficient. It's going to give you the ability to win more jobs. It's going to give you more free time, maybe at this point, whatever the case may be. It's going to streamline your process. It's going to organize you a little bit more. It just has a lot of positives to offer. So I want to dive into Roofr. What we're going to do here is I'll have you kind of showcase, the product and we'll talk about the value that it adds to the day throughout the process. And I saw here the poll that we posted, most people are saying there's a 2 to 3 day turnaround time on their sales process, from their initial appointment to the time that they're getting a signed contract. And, that's pretty good. I mean, that's pretty efficient, I would say. for the most part, about 60% of the people on the call say that that's how they go. And I think that, it's crazy to think that we could even improve on that. And I do feel like,
Yeah.
I do feel like we're moving in that direction. Like we're moving towards a sales, funnel that's going to allow these people to close jobs even quicker. Right. And so, let's start by talking about the measurement end of it. Right. Obviously, measurements have been something that, traditionally were a big part of it. You got to get up, you got to measure it, or you have a guy on the crew who's been doing this so long, he can look at a roof and tell you how big it is. And in recent years, we've moved, obviously, with some other products coming onto the market, we've moved away from that and more towards, the idea of aerial measurements, and, over time, those have even gotten better and more accurate. And so they've become more or less the norm. And, I'll let you start to dive into what Roofr has to offer and how we can maximize the use of those measurements. So I'll let you take it here, Nick, and go ahead and share your screen and start to dive into like the measurement portion of it. And how does this improve your day, right? Like how does using an aerial measurement, how much time can it save me as a roofer? How much, more accurate can I be?
Yeah, exactly. And you mentioned the free time and opening up stuff. Obviously, accuracy is one of the biggest things we deal with because if not accurate as a roofer, you're going to lose money. So that's where Roofer really steps in, and we really want to be able to help out, streamline that process. It's really exciting to see with the polls, you guys responding. So thanks, and seeing that it's that short period of time. But it is 2021. It is the era of people wanting things now, more so now than ever after this pandemic, where people are used to clicking on Amazon and getting something the next day. So that 2 to 3 days is fantastic. Really good job with you guys. But what if we were able to shorten it to a day, in less than a day? How many more quotes can you get out there? How many more jobs can you sell? And how much more can you open up your free time to spend with the family or help grow that company even more? So right now you can see that I'm in a staging account right now. And this is the Roofr system that most of you guys are familiar with. So on the left-hand side, we have the tabs, company and proposals. You can quickly just shrink it down if you need it for a little bit more. I'm going to do that for this so that we can have a bigger screen for you all to see. And right off the bat, we're in the Roofr dashboard where you have the measurements. Really easy. You can have it by chronological order and search any Roofr report there. But I just really wanted to bring you through ordering a Roofr report and showing you the options that can really speed up your process. So as you can see, we have some finish, we have some processing here. So you could order a report by clicking on that button at the top right-hand corner. I'm just going to type in an address that I know pretty well and click on here. You click select from the drop-down menu. What you can do there is you could also add any customer information. This is optional, but it's great to organize. You can show it on the measurement report as well. So I'm just going to add some information in here just so we can see what it would look like, and it'll populate there. Once you can continue, and you just confirm the roof location. This page is perfect for if you're dealing with a place like this, which is a subdivision. A lot of the houses look the same, like these two. Confirming where we're looking at, because sometimes we just want to make sure that it's there. Also, just picture this if you're in a rural area. We've all been there where you have the pin is dropped at the end of the driveway here, and this is the long driveway, and this is the house. Well, it's easy just to kind of move it over and confirm the right roof location. Also, while we are here, something that is really, really beneficial from this screen is for any of you guys that are ordering multiple buildings. You have an HOA, you have a townhome complex, and you're trying to get extra buildings. We have this sweet functionality here where add multifamily building, and you can just add as many as you want. The beauty about Roofr, it's $10 per report, no matter how big, no matter how small. Whereas it's not like a $10 for 0 to 20 squares, $20 for 20 to 50, and so on. It's $10 each. So you have a big community here. You can drop pins on each one of these homes and order them all in a multifamily report. I'm just going to quickly delete these and move over. But this really, again, Pete, talking about like the speed of everything. You got a big HOA with 20 buildings, 30 buildings or more. How quickly are you able to just jump in and order a couple reports right off this all in one spot? And you're saving so much money with $10 a report. So it's a really good feature. Once you
Yeah, I mean,
confirm
that's
the roof,
huge.
oh, so
No,
yeah,
no, go ahead.
exactly. My apologies. Well, once you confirm the location, click on the confirm there. You type in any information. You could write in, please include the shed. If Nick can spell, that would be perfect. Or you could even go mind the mansards. Who knows if there's mansards on there and you can see something that satellite can't there. You could also click on this to include any secondary structures and you're good to go. It's going to move you off into this screen where your first order is going to be free with us. But after that, like we said, it's $10. And then you have different options here. You have a 24-hour turnaround time if you're on the free plan, which is great, guaranteed in the 24-hour period. Then you could upgrade it to 12 hours turnaround time for $5, 6 hours turnaround time for $15, and 3-hour turnaround for $30. The other thing that you can do is add a material calculation sheet, which we'll go over very shortly, just to kind of show you a little bit about that and what it involves as well. So the other thing is to keep in mind is we do have those plans. We have a pro premium enterprise plan, which is going to give you expedited turnaround time and material calculations included. So if you're on the pro plan, it's $89 a month. You get a 20% savings if you go with annual. You're going to get that $5 material calculation value for free, as well as that $15 turnaround time included for free. So you're getting delivery in 6 hours. So you're saving $20 right there on your report. And then if you're on premium, you get access to a bunch of stuff, but you include the material calculations and that guaranteed turnaround comes down to 3 hours. So you're saving $35 on every report. Talk about value, talk about speed. This gets it out to you right away. You can see you saved there.
Yeah,
All you have to do is click.
let's talk quickly about the value in that, though.
Mhm.
Nick, I think a huge thing to note here is that, in today's day and age, the more and more people that continue to go to this style of quoting, right? It becomes a speed to lead type of situation where the quicker we can get to these customers and the quicker that we can turn around a quote, the better, right? And obviously the higher the chance that we're going to convert on that, on that customer. So, these guaranteed turnaround times become a major player in the success of your ultimately of winning that job. It's whether it be in a storm situation where we're out in, a very competitive market trying to win some storm jobs, or whether it's just in our everyday market. Sometimes now just being the first one to the table can make the difference, right? So, and that's the value in getting these guaranteed turnaround times as part of that subscription or part of your normal service, could be huge, could make the difference between a much, much higher conversion rate altogether for you.
Exactly. Think about not only being the first one out, but giving them the education, the transparency, the information that they really, really, truly want nowadays. You're able to get out there with the right measurements and everything. You're going to blow their mind. They're going to be like, this is not what I expected. This is so much quicker. This is so much more informative. So the value that you're getting with a quicker turnaround time, and it can lead directly into proposals, which we'll dig into a bit later. But from here, you just click on order report and the report's going to be ordered. It's going to be in your system and ready to rock and roll. You'll see a delivery time that's available, and then you could jump back in. You could see the processing. Really quick to jump into this, I just wanted to show you the downloaded report here to show you what the material calculations look like, and it has the five major manufacturers on it in North America for shingles: BP, ICO, Certainty, GAF, and
Owens
BP,
Corning.
ICO, Certainty, GAF, and Owens Corning. Thank you. But you get this beautiful multi-page report with everything lined in, line items there. At the end, we have a gorgeous summary page. It's going to give you everything in one spot. I call this my money page because it gives me a breakdown of the pitches as well as waste percentages from 0 to 22%. And here's that $5 value here. You're going to get the information broken down from the ICO, Certainty, GAF, Owens Corning, and BP, the bundle counts with waste up to 20%. Starter count, ice and water count, synthetic count, capping count, and valleys and drip edge. So you could just send this off to your supplier. You can have this ready for your proposals. You are saving more time. No more of the day that I remember going out to the job, hand measuring, rise and run, getting back to the truck after I jotted this all down in a book, and then start doing the math. I got, I got 4,000 square feet divided by 32 square feet per bundle. Okay, then how many eaves and rakes? Like it took a while. This takes 3 hours on a pre one, 6 hours on a pro. So it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I've dealt with contractors in the past that have, production supervisors whose entire job focuses on, you know, doing the takeoff, creating the
Yeah,
material order, right? Like it's a huge part of their day. And here you have it essentially as an extra page on the report. Like there's all the information that I need to transfer it right into my material order and create that in a matter of minutes. So, you're talking about a substantial savings for now on a guy who's got a lot on his plate, right? If it's my production manager who's doing those material orders, now he can work on scheduling. Now he can work on subcontractor crews, whatever the case may be, because he's saving hours in his day by not having to go and manually put this together based off of a measurement report.
exactly. And we give you the power to do so much with this, just on the measurements part alone. We give you the power to take a look at that. The other thing is, we're one of the very few companies out there that's going to give you the power to actually edit these reports as well. So here's a finished report. You can click in on it by clicking right on the item, and you can take a look at everything that's here. You can go and move the layers up and down. You can change stuff if you want. The edit button's at the top here. You could edit the pitch. What we'll do is when we edit it, we'll clone one into your DIY filings so that you could take a look and say this lanai here was a shed that you wanted to measure. Go ahead, just jump right in here and measure it out right off the bat. That was a bad line, as you can see, the 90-degree snap, but super easy to do. If we can't determine a fantastic pitch for you and we want to get it a little bit more accurate, you could jump in there and change the pitch for us, for you rather, by just clicking on something like this and adding her in. Really, really big functionality that leads to a lot of customization and a lot of freedom at the end of the day. So you can even see by jumping into the DIY reports here, it made a copy of that for you to change with keeping the original over here. So you have everything lined up for you. But Pete, like, talk about like customization, really catering to the roofers. At the end of the day, you're a contractor, I'm a contractor. We know what we wanted when back in the day when we were running our own businesses. So this is what we're kind of looking at here.
Yeah, I think one thing to note here too with the measurements, and one of the things that I love about this product is the fact that it's not an all or nothing product, right? Like I like to say we have a suite of measurement tools, right? You've got the roofer reports you can order from us if it's something that you want to go that route. If it's a situation where you're in a pinch, maybe we're in front of a house and it was a last minute appointment and I didn't have time to pull a measurement, but I still want to use, a measurement to create my proposal. I can DIY this house literally on the spot, right? Type in the address, pull up the image, go in there and draw it myself, and I'm ready to go. Maybe it's a situation where, like you said, we're way out in a rural area. Imagery is not great. Maybe I have a drone, throw the drone up in the air, take a picture, upload that, and be able to draw, so there's just so many options here as to how I can go about getting this report, getting that information, and creating a report that then I can use in the next step when I roll over into the proposal end of things, and just like you said, from the standpoint of being a contractor and having that flexibility to cover any situation that may come up, it's not an all or nothing situation where like I either can order a report or I'm climbing on a ladder. No, I have options here. Like I have the ability to be flexible and roll with it depending on how the situation plays out.
Yeah, we have a lot of contractors using both features there, and really going back to that customization. If you jump into the company tab, which is a suitcase at the top, you could add your logo to your measurement reports as well by just uploading it there. You got a branded measurement report now that you could hand directly to that customer. So picture you going out there, quoting the job, winning the job even, and at the end of the job, providing them with the package with the warranty paperwork with your logo on it. When that person talks to their friends and their friends undoubtedly ask them, who'd you get to do your roof? You better believe they're going to remember you because they got a package with your name on it. You expand that brand and just work on that referral business right off the bat.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So
Matt and I talked to some contractors last week, And that was one of the things that they said they loved about the product is they said, we said, hey, maybe you could use this after the fact, show it to some friends, get some referrals. And they were like, oh no, we present it right up front. Like we give it as part of the package along with the proposal because it substantiates the proposal, right? It's showing them essentially, hey, this is where our dollar figure is coming from. Like this is the accuracy that we have. This is what your report looks like. This is where we're pulling everything, all the information from. It just adds to that credibility of you as a contractor. And like you said, later on, they're going to remember you because they're like, oh yeah, I've got that roof report. And, definitely going to use it to then as a referral tool to their friends and their neighbors.
Of course. And speaking of that, you mentioned the proposals. We do have the proposal functionality with the Pro and Premium subscription. So do you want to jump into that real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great way to segue into that. I'm going to throw up one poll here, but right before you do that, I just want to know you guys, like, what is your biggest challenge? Like, what are you guys running into on a daily basis that you have going on? So I'm going to just throw a poll up there real quick. If anybody could jump in there and give us an answer there, got a few options here just to give us an idea. So as we move into proposals here and Nick rolls over into that and starts to talk about it, just to give us an idea of like, what are you guys running into? What are your hurdles that you hit throughout the day? I love that answer. Not enough time in the day.
It always hits me too. It's always needing a little bit. I need that 25th hour in at least. So one of the cool things like Pete and I were talking about is with the Pro and the Premium ones, not only are you going to get that faster turnaround time, but you're also going to get access to our proposals. So a lot of guys out there were using multiple softwares, integration lore to get our measurements, to build a proposal, to make it come out to the customer at a good time. But with Roofr, you got the Roofr ecosystem. Shout out to our guy Gerard for coining that line there. But the Roofr ecosystem is everything in one spot. So when you look at our website and it says the all-in-one sales tool for roofers, that's what we are. So if you jump into the proposals here, I got a really fresh account. So I just wanted to show you how quick and easy it is to set up. It's not like some other tools out there that you're going to have a ramp up period of setting everything up, getting your catalog ready. It's going to take weeks or more to get everything moving. You can get set up and sending quotes out the same day. Super, super simple. So when you first sign up, you're with the proposals, you'll have the option to create a one-off proposal or create a catalog. Look how cool this is. Pete and I are so excited about this too. You could build your catalog right away. We have 6 of the major manufacturers built in right now: Atlas, BP, Certainty, GAF, ICO, and Owens Corning. And you could import some items right off the bat. So you can click on one and import the items, or multiple. So let's have some fun. Let's go all 6. Let's put the pedal to the metal here and import the items. It's going to build the catalog and templates for you off the bat. So you're really cutting down most of the setup time right away. And we have a world-class customer success team that could really work everything with you on it. But as you can see, now your catalog is filled with so much stuff. And it's already broken down to the map to measurements, which you get on the premium feature, which is really cool. We'll show you in a bit, and breaking it all down here. And all you have to do is type in the coverage and type in your unit cost to make sure. So I'm going to work with the ICO on this one. I mind my pricing. I'm going to really butcher it, but I'm just going to put in some numbers real quick on here so we could get everything moving. But Pete, talk about how quick and easy this is.
Yeah, and that's, I think, that the biggest part of this to stress is that this platform is designed by roofers, right? So we know you guys don't have time in the day. And the whole idea behind this is to make a product that's so simple, not only to implement, or set up, but also to implement with your team, right? So obviously, traditionally in the market, most of your products like this have incredible lead times. They take a lot of effort to set up. You've got to get a lot of material together to get it going. And we've recognized that, right? And we've tried to get rid of as many of those hurdles as we could. This being the first part of that, obviously the quick start makes it almost instantaneous to load a catalog with your most commonly used roofing systems, have those templates built out for you. But altogether, this system is just so simple to plug in the information and see, like, as I'm talking, you see Nikki's just loading pricing really quick here, and getting this set up. But, you're talking about a matter of hours instead of a matter of days or weeks to take a fresh, roofer account and have it creating proposals, like creating presentation style, really nice high end proposals, that would take you weeks and months on some of the competitor software. So, and that's huge, not only to be able to make an off season switch, but God forbid you have to make a mid season switch, because maybe what you're doing right now is not working. Now you have the opportunity to just, you say like, hey, I know I can get on Roofr and confidently make a switch overnight if I needed to, in reality, or in a few days, and get my team trained quickly and easily how to do it, with the ability to use measurements and templates. Like, it becomes so simple. And the fact of being able to standardize the way you're doing things, by having it pull measurements to populate your quantities, to having templates that you've created, you're scalable now. You don't have to rely on those 2 or 3 guys on your crew that have been roofing for 25 years and know how to quote. I can, roll on down to the Chick-fil-A and hire a guy this afternoon, and tomorrow he could be quoting roofs because I could show him how easily it is to pull a measurement and pull a template and plug in some numbers, and he's good to go, right? He's setting his profit margin and he's rolling. So, it gives me the ability to standardize how my guys are quoting. So we're all quoting the same. It's not an objective process anymore. And also, it gives me the ability to bring in people from outside of the industry and train them to sell roofs, and that's huge, right? Because as we know, it's one of the biggest issues that we constantly run into in this industry and similar industries is getting people, right? Is getting employees to stick around and to do what we need them to do. So, if you have the ability to standardize your workflow and your process to be able to easily train people and get people up to speed, that's a game changer, right?
It's incredible. So you can do so much with this right off the bat. And like you said, first of all, you made me hungry with the Chick-fil-A. But other than that, it's so easy to get this going. Why wait until the fall? Why wait until the winter when it's slowed down? When you can really finish off the season, especially if you're in a northern climate, finish off the season with a bang by just streamlining your process. The entire time that Pete was talking, I was able to reorder my entire price catalog here. I was able to put in pricing. I was able to add descriptions. You could add or eliminate descriptions in a second, add taxes to the things that you need. And this is how quick it is to add something new on. So if I wanted to add in a 2x2 skylight, so say we're looking at a 2x4 Velux skylight, we could add that in right now. There's no mapping that's needed because it's a one-off item. And you could look at it, it's $1,200 per, and then you could write it's a unit, and then it's done, and we have a new item in. So talk about ease. We already have the built-in catalog to start off, the quick start, but you could add things in that you need on the fly. So really make this as simple or as robust as you want. And like we said, after we built that, you also have the catalogs built out now. I got an Atlas catalog, OC, GAF, Certainty, BP, ICO. It's all set up and ready to go. And you get a proposals dashboard where you're going to be able to track everything as you go along, see when the customer's seen it, seeing the customer when it's sent out, when it's signed, and everything. So, Pete, I'm excited. Do you want me to show everybody how quick and easy it is for this map to measurements and how it works?
Yeah, let's create a proposal here and just show how quickly this can get done. Now, keep in mind, at the top of this, we talked about this, you guys answered 60% of you guys said 2 to 3 days process, right? So now we're talking about, let's just recap here. We're talking about getting a measurement back inside of 3 hours. He's just set up a catalog in a matter of 5 minutes while I was rambling. Right.
Not even,
and now here we are about to create a proposal, and we're 20 minutes, not even 20 minutes deep. And most of the time it's just us talking here. So, you're talking about a 10-15 minute process to get to the point of where we're creating a proposal right now. And I'll let you run through this and create a proposal. And it's just unbelievable how quickly you can go from a measurement report that you just pulled, that you just got back inside of 3 hours, and pulling it into a proposal, and you're ready to get a signature.
Yeah, it's incredible how quick and easy this is. So So let's just picture this. You got a phone call, you got a lead, you put the measurement in, we walked it through. So this 112 core, it's due in 3 hours. So fast forward 3 hours or less in the future, we have the measurement ready to go. If you're on the pro, you could always add this in item by item, use that material calculation sheet and add in the bundle count. Very simple, like you're probably used to if you're using any type of computer thing on there, a computer program to build that. Or with the premium functionality, you can go here and just click on the actions button beside the measurement. You got this fancy little thing, create a proposal. I'm going to click on that. We're going to pick one of the templates that we just built. Let's go with the ICO one because I just put in the prices for that. Use that template, and right away, it's calculating the line items and the quantities on the spot. Boom, we're done. I got a quote built. It's calculated every single item through there. I could move this this Cambridge shingle up to the top because I want the shingles to lead the way. You know, you got 120 bundles, roughly adjusted to 121. If we want to break in the waste percentage, I know this was a cut up bugger. I could take a look at the measurement report right here, but I have it up here anyways. You have something like this. I'm going to go maybe a little bit less, say 15% waste on this. I'm a sloppy shingler. I'm a good shingler, but I'm sloppy. So I'm going to throw away all my cutoffs. So we got everything going on here, adding in the waste as we go along. I'm just throwing in random numbers here just for the fun of it. But you can see when I change this, the adjusted quantity moves too. So once I push enter, we're going to see that go up, and that's up to 8 there. Valley flashing, you don't really have a lot of, you got the overlap to 24 inches, if you will. And just really add that on as you go along. Then for the items like this that aren't mapped directly to the measurements, like the vents and stuff, we're going to add in, I want 5 vents on this. I have 4 vent pipes. I have, that vent count is way off. Just that's my roofing OCD is way off there. 1 chimney flashing kit, and we got the 1 labor cost. So I'm just going to add that in here too. Again, going back to building something as simple or as robust as you want, you can get that moving so simple. You could add this into a lump sum estimate or what you'd like. We can take the cost of goods right here. No longer, Pete, I remember when you were a contractor, how often were you saying like, how much money am I making on this job? Yeah. Like what, I know what my cost of goods are, but how much money? We'll break it down right here. We got this margin bar, slide it over to what you want to make. Say you want to make 25% on this job, pop it up. You know, your cost of goods is 8,700. You got your margin, you're making 2,900 on the job. That's a nice job for a couple days work. All right, you want to make a little bit more, you can do that. Make it really easy. You want to unlink the profit from your labor, not a problem. You could take that down to 0 and move this back down, and you could unlink it. The quantities are being adjusted on the spot. You want to make this really pretty? Let's add in a PDF where we could actually show the breakdown of that shingle, so you can see everything that's in here. There's the Cambridge one right there. I'm going to take that right off the internet, upload that PDF built in there, and boom, we got that in as well. I could title it so I could remember in the future. ICO brochure. I'm an ICO certified installer, as you might tell, as I've been talking a lot about it. So you could add text, you can add a terms and conditions area. You can make this as big as you want, as short as you want. Conditions, and then add in plywood replacement is whatever, $295 a square foot. You can do anything. You could format it a certain way. You could have it all centered, underlined, bolded, whatever you need. Really make that good. So let's just do.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about the value of this type of proposal, right? You know, as we get more and more roofers that are going towards this, you know, a digital platform to create their proposals, how do we stand out from the crowd? And this is it, right? Like being able to, one, have this customization at our fingertips, being able to, you know, add pages and set it up a certain way, modify text, you know, add PDFs, you know, all of that stuff becomes huge into creating a really attractive presentation style proposal. You know, if you're in a market where you've got a ton of competition, or you're doing storm restoration work, like a lot of these guys down in the Louisiana area are doing right now, there's tons of quotes. I mean, I know that I've seen houses, you got 4 or 5 different roofers pulling measurements on the same property because they're all quoting it, right? Everybody's trying to win the same business. And how do I stand out from the pack in that situation? So in that case, this is it, right? This is how you do it. If you're dealing with guys that are, maybe operating out of Microsoft Word with a proposal they created, or maybe they're operating out of their CRM with a pretty bare bones, itemized list. This presentation style and the ability to customize it, custom cover image here that Nick's talked about, and the adding these pages in and reordering them to really like make it a beautiful presentation, that's going to stick with a homeowner, right? Like that's what's going to make this sticky and make them really, look at yours over top of the other ones that they've gotten.
Exactly. It just makes it so much more. We can go back to the original conversation. So much more educational, so much more transparent, and it's so quick. Like that's the thing that I can't get over. And I'm a part of this company. Like it excites me so much. I'm just like, oh man, like this is so fast. I cannot believe how quickly everything's moving on it. So as you can see, we have everything moving here. I just had a little bit of a glitch there. Sorry about it. And we were able to add everything in on the spot. So we went from a 3-hour measurement. We got this out. You have the material calculations and everything. You jump back into here. You have everything ready. As you saw while Pete was talking, I was able to take a screenshot from Google Earth of the front of the home, upload it so you could have a custom image cover page. I chose this one here. The other cool thing, and you can talk to your customer success or your account executive, we could add a good, better, best, multi-option proposals. We'll jump into that in a future masterclass, but you have the ability to do that as well. And in that time, you add the customer's information in, preview and send, and we're going to shoot up this quote. So back in that company page, we already uploaded a logo of ours, as well as created our brand color, created our currency and everything else. And in seconds, we were able to build out this quote. And it's just loading here. Sorry, my internet's a little bit slow with the video, but you have your logo here. You have a nice layout. You have a good cover page. You have the breakdown of the information of the options. You could title it a different way. You could add descriptions. As you can see, you have the price breakdown. You could add in quantity pricing if you want as well. I typically, just because I know customers are going to say, well, I can get it for cheaper, but we're the professionals. So the customer can sign and date, e-signature right there, add notes in it saying that they want a black color shingles. Please be careful of the garden, all that stuff. And here's the money stuff, is that you have a brochure broken in there, breaking down the information on the shingle. They don't have to go search it. You're giving it to them, giving them the color options. No worry about coming back and dropping off a sample board. Social distancing, you got it. You got it here. Breaking down the application of everything so it could explain everything a little bit more for the warranty system. The terms and conditions are there. And you can download it as a PDF and do your kitchen table sell if that's what you still do. Like I said, we're not trying to take over your system. We're trying to add to it and make it even better. You could send it to the customer right there, send it out there, add your financing Swift link in if you want to get them financing. You have 10,000 characters to use on here. So you can put in whatever you want. You could have a template that's saved somewhere and you just paste it in. Pick color and sign back. And this is sent out. So I know it was like we were talking a little bit about that, but how quickly, we'll jump through it again to see what's going on, how quickly it is to get everything set up and ready to go. But you're able to go, send that out to somebody and build everything so quickly. I'm just going to, you can have it all signed up and ready to go. So I'm just going to jump over to my other account here, just because we have some filled out pieces here. You can see, you can filter them by draft, signed, send, signed. You can see which ones are signed. You can see the notes on them that the customer left. I want more black shingles, Landmark Pro. Please be careful of the garden. You can see the tracking when it was sent, when it was viewed, when it was signed. So if you see a couple times that it's been viewed and there's been no action, it's a perfect sign for you to be like, hey, Mr. Homeowner, so you looked at the quote twice. let's jump on this. Let's figure out what we can do. And it really just lends a lot to your whole process. We'll just quickly show what it's like to see a signed proposal. I'm just going to open this up here. But talk about speeding up the process. And Pete, I might just do it one more time, just to show how quick it is without the stopping.
Yeah.
Just go through it. What do you think?
Yeah, just run through it really quick here, just as we're wrapping up. But I think that the biggest part of this to note is that the flexibility of the proposals and the way the platform is set up is it gives you the ability to just incorporate this into what you guys are already doing, right? So we're not asking you to completely change the way your guys quote or how you sell, right? Like Nick said, if you want to go to the virtual route, this is a great way to go the virtual route. If you're someone who's still going into the home and doing a kitchen table presentation, like this is it. Like you could set this up and on an iPad or however you want to do it, you can make this presentation and all your sales material is there. Your salesmen aren't having to go search for it. The homeowner's not having to go search for it. You're able to run through all of that because it's all already in the quote, right? And you can customize that quote however you need to fit that process, right? So, on top of it being so simple to do and saving so much time, the flexibility is huge. The flexibility is something that a lot of other softwares don't give you to be able to cater to the way your guys want to sell.
Exactly. So what was that, Pete? That was just a couple seconds that you talked, and I've already got a proposal sent out and ready to go.
There you go.
It's pretty crazy. And speaking of that proposal, Pete, we have a little presentation, a little discount, a little offer today on
Yep.
that premium account.
Yeah, I've been throwing it up. I'll throw it up one more time for you guys just as we're finishing up here. Definitely take advantage of that. Jump on with one of our sales guys, if you're new to this, or even if you're a measurement user and you're, just looking maybe to upgrade in the off season and get a different way of quoting, a different way of writing up your estimates. Like, let us jump on with you. Let us run through the product a little bit, show you what we've got. And, I think it like I said, it offers you so much flexibility and it's a stout program, right? It's offering you a lot of tools here for a very effective price and constantly improving, that's one thing that I think we need to touch on too, is that, this product from its introduction in May, this proposal feature until now is night and day. It's a completely different product, right? Like
crazy.
The product has added so many features, and hats off to our tech team and how well they've done in pushing those features out. We're talking big stuff too. We're not talking like little tweaks. These are big feature add-ons that they continue to push out almost on a weekly basis. And that's huge. And that's something that as a contractor, I would look for. I want a software that's going to grow with me, that's going to constantly improve as I improve, right? As my business scales, I'm going to need more things. And it's like these, this situation here, Roofr's trying to stay ahead of you. Like we're trying to stay ahead of you. We're trying to add features that we know you're going to need that maybe you don't even know you need yet. Right. And so we've done a fantastic job of that so far and continue to do that. And I appreciate everybody jumping on today and taking a look at the platform with us. I know I saw Matt fielded most of the questions in there. If you guys do have any additional questions for us, feel free to reach out at any time to any of our sales guys. A great group of people over here, always ready to champion it for you. And I'll give you one last word here, Nick, in closing, if you want to say anything in regards to, anybody who's interested. Maybe you're new to Roofr, maybe you already are using measurements and you just want to take a look at proposals.
Yeah, exactly. If you're new to Roofr, welcome. It's very nice to meet you. You can get some of the sweet swag on our website as well. So, if you're new to Roofr or you're using the measurements and you want to learn a little bit more, you're a little bit curious, we have a fantastic sales team with Matt Radford on there as well as myself. We have a fantastic customer support team with Pete and his team there too. And we're here most of us are roofers or have been in contracting in some shape or form. The company was created by a roofer. Richard is a third generation roofer. We're here to help you. We're here to streamline. We're here to work with you to kind of build something to your company that's going to allow you to get to that next step, allow you to get home earlier for your kids, allow you to save some more money and invest it back into your company. We're not charging an arm and a leg, and we're giving you everything that you could think of here. And another cool thing about what Pete was mentioning about how quick we're getting things out on the road, improving. Our tech team is outstanding, and we're a company that takes all the advice that you guys give us and put it into action as soon as we can, and take a look at all the available options. So I just want to say thanks for joining. Thanks, Matt Radford, for fielding the questions, and Pete, thanks for doing this with me. It was my first one. Loved it.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you guys for attending, and look forward to you joining us again in the future for some more master classes. Like we said, we got some great new features coming out that I'm sure we'll jump on and showcase for you. So look forward to just keep an eye out for those, and look forward to jumping on with you guys again. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys. Bye.